Hello everyone, my name is Aryan Sisodia and I am here to talk about the front end and the cart portion of Alpha Shopee website. So let's jump on to the code for the homepage, that is index.php. As you can see here that the head tag has a lot of elements. So let's talk about each element one by one. On line 10 we have meta name is equals to viewport. This helps Bootstrap to adapt the website to a mobile display and hence the uh, work of a developer is reduced. On line 11 we have meta and HTTP equivalent content type. This is basically just a character set included. On line 14 we have a link rel is equals to icon. This helps to add an icon. This icon, which you can see a teal color shopping bag to the website, it adds a good appearance to the website. Lines 17, 19 and 21 are nothing but they are just like to give the color to the website when you view the website on the mobile. I will add the screenshots of the mobile display of the website later. And the rest of the lines are just linked to the frameworks and libraries like Bootstrap, Fontawesome and Google Fonts that I have used. Uh, One question that comes to the mind of the viewers is that why do I have used the links rather than why haven't I downloaded the frameworks and all? So the answer to this is when you put the frameworks on a website on a server, all the frameworks along with the website files will get downloaded from the server. But if you just put the links from some another server, the bandwidth of your server reduces and helps your website loads faster. Okay, so in starting there's this bootstrap component named carousel. Carousel is nothing but like a slideshow of pictures, but in this we have changed it. We have along with some pictures we had some components. So to jump to the shop now section along with some colorful and arranged text. After that we have two sections so that the user can just jump to the men's and women's section. As you can see on hover, web box comes. This is basically figure. Figure is used to draw on an image in the a figure is used to draw on an image. Yeah, here we can see figure. Figure has a class effect proxy. Effect proxy is the effect that I have added. So when you hover on the image, a new arrivals box comes. Yeah, and when you hover out, the new arrivals box goes. This animation is possible because of the effect proxy in the style.css. Let's go to the next thing. Now we have a counter here. This counter is basically nothing but uh, a JavaScript which helps the number which is in there in h5 class counter on lines 159, 164 and 169. What the script does is that it takes the value, it starts from 0 and every second not every second, at every interval it increases and goes till the specified value to give a very nice uh, number effect. Okay, now let's go to the about section. The next thing, the new thing which you see in the about section is this column. This has a class services breadcrumb. Breadcrumb is again a component of Bootstrap that helps you navigate websites better. It's basically like a directory, as like listing out all the directories and the subdirectories that you have visited. So gives the page, gives the website an order and helps you navigate better. And down I have added a team members. In the team members section, whenever you hover on the image, there's a panel with the name and registration number of the person coming up. So what I do is when you hover on the image, the width of that panel changes from 0 to auto. So along with an animation. So this is all possible because of jQuery. jQuery is animate function. And now let's talk about the cart. Okay, so let's talk about the cart that is used in the Alpha Shopee website. First of all, to access the cart, you must be logged into the website. The cart is basically made from jQuery and Ajax. So first of all, I'll show you the working of the cart, and then I'll show you the source code behind the cart. So first of all, clicking on this button will open a modal, the cart modal, which is included in the navbar.php file. The navbar.php file is basically a navigation bar file, which will be described to you in the next video. The navbar.php file has a modal named cart modal, which is basically our cart, and this also includes the cart button. This cart button will only be visible to you when you have logged into the website. These session variables will be described to you in the next video. Okay, so when I press the cart button, the cart dialog is open. Okay. Now to add a product, just click on the product once. To add a product twice, click on it twice, and the product adds into the cart. The cart is basically a session variable named cart. It's an array including the product ID and the quantity of that product. So whenever you click on that button, this function is called. And what this function do is this passes the name of that button. The name of that button is the product ID of that particular product, and it passes to a Ajax function. Ajax function further passes the product ID to a add to cart PHP. The add to cart PHP is a very small script which includes making of the session variable cart if the cart does not already exist. For example, the cart is not exist in the initially when the cart is empty. So it will create the session variable cart, and then it will check if the product is in there on the cart or not. For example, the product is already in the cart, then it has to increase the quantity of that product by 1. And if the product doesn't already exist in the cart, the quantity of that product will be set to 1. This will display the product in the cart. Now this is how the products are added to the session variable cart. Now the question that comes to mind is, how is that session variable cart displayed in this modal? All this is possible using another script. Now whenever this add to cart.php script succeeds on success, this calls the function named update cart. Update cart is another function inside navbar.php which calls a PHP script update cart. This PHP script update cart, what basically does is echoes a table with all the components inside the session variable cart. So now let's look under the update cart.php. Function get details. We'll go on to this function later. Initially the cart HTML, that is a table, it's empty, and the cart quantity, total quantity, that is 3 here. Initially it's 0 and the sum is 0. Now if is set session cart and size of session cart is greater than 0, that is the session cart variable exists and the number of products in the session cart variable are more than 0. The session cart variable will be set to a temporary variable cart, and the cart length is calculated from the maximum array keys of the cart, and then this prefix and some calculations later we get the cart.html which is then echoed, and this echo is caught by this update cart function in data, and then .html data $cart_body.html data. This is a jQuery function which will set the HTML of this particular ID to this data, and this particular ID is nothing but the cart modal body. So this modal body will get changed. Also in this cart modal there is a button delete cart. So when you click on this button, the cart will get emptied. This delete cart is again another PHP script which is called using Ajax, and Ajax helps okay, so and this on the success of Ajax the update cart is again called. So now let's look at the clear cart.php script. Clear cart.php script is nothing but unset session cart. This will unset the session cart variable and remove all the products that are added to cart as well as the session cart variable, and then update the cart So the cart will display a empty string. Okay. Now, why have I used Ajax in making this cart, and why not PHP? First of all, whenever for a PHP script to work, the page has to reload, and we cannot afford to reload the page every time a user adds a product to the cart. This is very inefficient and should not be used. So by this, my portion ends, and the next portion will be explained by my partner Paris. Thank you.